What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? It is another edition of the Lab Tech Show. We got a few minutes before we get started. I would like to welcome everybody, that's right, everybody to the Lab Tech Show, because this is where we like to simplify technology in a language that you can understand. So feel free to type in the city and state of where you're tapping in to, and we're going to go ahead and do this thing right. I'm looking extra crispy on the television screen. I love it. We got royalty in the building, and we got the normal people that be pulling up. I got my man James Hicks in the building. What's up, man, James?
Watch out now.
Oh,
watch out.
And I got Revis Brown in the building. What's going on, player? How you doing, Revis?
What's going on? Am I the royalty or is James the royalty?
Man, you just a regular brother. I am going to go ahead and start recording this show, and we should be good to go on this side over here. All right, there we go. Look at us doing some things over here. Looking crispy over there, James. Look at you.
Got to. I got to show up the right way. Come on.
Hey,
now.
I'm just trying to get like you, brother. Just trying to get like you. Let me see if we get this thing going live on LinkedIn. See if it's going to act right. Is it going to act right on LinkedIn?
Are they going to act?
I don't know. Go ahead and let us know where you're tapping in from. That's what we do. And we're live in less than a minute. That's all I know. Live in less than a minute. Sammy Superstar's in the building. Uh-oh. All right, what we got going on over here? Why is it? Okay, go live over there. And we're going to go live on... You're going to let me go live over there? All right, we're going to see what it's going to do, James. Let us know, city and state, where you're watching from. And we would love to see where you are tapping in from, all right? With that being said, let's go ahead and do what we do. Start the tech news of the week. Go live. Yeah. Type in your city and state. Let us know where you're tapping in from. Rich Vibes in the building. Uh-oh. What's up, man? Oh, I see Revis up in the comments. I see you. All right, guys, real brief. Oh, where are we at? Well, real brief. Let's talk about what we're going to be discussing today. And, oh, we didn't froze up. No, we didn't. No, you did not. You better not freeze up on me. Tell them, James, you better not freeze up on the player.
Don't start like that.
No, we're not starting like that. We're not going to have no bad attitude. Look, ChatGPT's LinkedIn's alternative. What does that mean? We're going to discuss that. Everything Apple 2025, YouTube's NFL broadcast, and AI may be limited on websites. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. And our word of the day is encryption. And without further ado, we're going to tap in to the Lab Tech Show. We are here. We are officially here. Another week of tech news. Man, I was worried about some of this tech news because it had been going kind of slow and I was searching for articles, but they call it Tech Timber for a reason because the news just started hitting out. My name is Corey Sanders. I go by the name of Tall Boy, and I like to simplify technology in a language that you can understand. I got my partner Revis. He's here. And then I also got some royalty in the building. Man, all the way from the West Coast. Man, when I say yay, yay, I don't even have the sound effect for it. But they say when they say yay, yay. Yay, yay. His name is Mr. James Hicks. How you doing, brother? James Hicks in the building.
Coming from the left side, brother. Coming from the left side. What it do? Huh? What's going on, family? What's good? Okay. I got the applause and everything. Let me sit up right.
Yeah, you got to sit up right, man. TBJ ready for you. Revis is ready for you. I mean, we got a whole show ready, locked, and loaded because, we had some iPhone news, we got some AI news, we got some NFL news, we got all kind of news, James. So, what you think about all that?
There's always something going on. Always something going on, and I'm happy to be here with the family, with the OG family, to talk about these things. So just put me in, Coach. And
Put it
anytime
in.
you call, put me in, Coach.
Yeah. Now, don't forget, we got our personal partner Revis in the building. What's going on, Revis? How you doing, man?
I'm doing rather well. How about you two guys?
We here, man. We about ready to see how you gonna break down this word of the day thing, and see how you do over there, as they say.
Mm.
Oh, he didn't got quiet on us. Oh, okay, all right. Well, I'll leave him alone.
I got James 6 to help me today.
Oh God. Look, guys, let us know where you're watching from on the show. We got somebody all the way over there in London. I appreciate you tapping in, Mr. Rich Vibes. I see you. Rich Vibes is all the way over there in London. Thank you so much for tapping in. And then we got some other people tuning in some other places. I don't know who that is up in Detroit, up in that Michigan area. And Revis is just typing all kind of cities all over. Then we got
That's
somebody
Ray Wright.
Ray Wright in the building. Oh, okay, that's what it is. And then we got some people over in Philly and the Pennsylvania area tapping in as well. So definitely thank y'all for coming on over here and hanging out with us. Look, we got some rules to the show, and when we talk about the rules to the show, we cannot forget our other partner, Mr. TBJ.
Where them fans at?
Where them fans at? Hit them one time. What's going on, everybody? TVJ in the building. Look, this is how you can participate. I know y'all jamming to the where them fans at, but where them Apple fans at? That's what we're going to be talking about today. Look, you can watch on your phone, your TV, or your PC. Now, I know a lot of y'all going to be watching on your phone, so that means you can comment with us in real time. Come on, tap in, tap in. Now, if you're on the TV, go ahead and open up your phone and watch on the big screen, but then you also can comment on your phone. Come rock with us, all right? Now, comment and tell a few people what we're doing. Now, this is what we do. This is all authenticity, transparency, and we like to keep it 100 over here. You know what I'm saying? So this technology is here. So what you gonna do about it? Now look, we got to get back into the show, but I wanted to let you know how to participate. And my personal partner, we're gonna talk to him soon. But we got a guest today. What's up, James? How you doing? Back to you, Tall boy. Get into them articles, boy. Let's do this thing.
All right, y'all. He said get into the articles. ChatGPT. OpenAI, they saying that they're going to give out AI certifications and they want to build their own LinkedIn style job platforms. Did you see anything come down the timeline like this, James?
Yeah, I'm actually, full disclosure, I'm actually already enrolled in in the OpenAI Academy because
You've been taking the classes already.
I've been taking the classes. This is what you preach and talk about every single week, right? This AI is here. You got to embrace it. You got to learn it, that kind of thing. So where are you going to learn about it? Why not learn from one of the large language models as they start introducing courses? And the pricing is right too, because right now it's free.
Free 99. All right. Well, look, they're saying that OpenAI is stepping into the job game and they're dropping their own platform, and it's similar to LinkedIn, but just for folks with AI skills. So if you got other tangible skills or other skill sets, they're not really looking for that. They're looking, do you know how to prompt? Do you know how to word it the right way? And do you know how to do vibe coding? They want to connect with people or connect with the people with the skills to the companies that's looking for them. And they even got a plan to certify people through their own Open AI Academy. So they got their own school, y'all, their own school to make sure that the resumes are legit. Now, the government is even getting in on this as well, and they're pushing for more AI education. And it's about getting everybody leveled up for these new jobs. And basically, they're saying, why should you care about this? It's a career pivot. A lot of jobs are letting people go, and they're saying, hey, AI can do this. So the platform gives seasoned pros a direct way to switch lanes and get into the booming tech industry, even if they don't have a lot of computer skill sets or got the computer science degree from back in the day. This also validates your experience. A certification from a big name like OpenAI, basically can give you that stamp that you need. And basically, it's giving you a fresh set of skills and making them highly attractive to employers. Now, you can also fill in these skill gaps. The jobs are there, but the talent pool for AI is still on the low side. People still afraid to tap in, right? And this opens up a clear pathway if you really want to learn, if you really want that job, and they say AI this is where it's at. This is your opportunity. And then this is also an opportunity to network with people. It's basically a targeted platform. This is not, grandmama and granddaddy's, job board. So it's not like, hey, do you know somebody that can hook me up? It's a place where seasoned professionals can network with the right people who are looking for exactly what they have to offer. And then this is your opportunity to stay relevant. As technology changes, the job market changes, right? And this platform and its certifications offer a clear, structured way for folks to stay sharp and not get left behind. Is that not our phrase over here? Is that not what we say? It's a hustle, but a necessary one. Now, look, this is why you should be concerned about this. They said the AI isn't a silver bullet. Now, just because you got a certification don't mean you automatically get a job. AI can help, but it's not magic. All right. So you just may know how to prompt vibe code, but that does not necessarily mean that you automatically got the job. It still has a real human element to the hiring process, and AI can't always see the full picture. Now, what's the cost? As James just said, free learning. It's free 99. Now, you can't go wrong with that. You just go over there to the Open AI Academy and they got you locked in. You take whatever skills, whatever courses that you feel like you need to take, and you go from there. And then now you can now focus on a specific skill. This platform is laser focused on AI. So what if you got a wealth of other non-AI skills that aren't valuable? Well, this platform undervalue or overlook candidates, and that's just pretty much what it is. So my question to you before I ask James and Revis their thoughts, your thoughts on ChatGPT's job platform. One, this is the new way. Two, LinkedIn finally has some competition. Three, I'm waiting to see if people will really get hired. Four, this is a marketing play to get more people to use it. Or five, this AI is too much. 1 through 5, let me know in the comments your thoughts on ChatGPT's new job platform. Do you think this is good or you think it's bad? Revis, what you think about this?
I think it's the way. It's just a new thing. Um, will I ever use it? Probably not. But yay, it's good that it's teaching us something. But I can learn the same thing watching the Lab Tech Show.
Okay, all right. James, your thoughts?
That man is a walking billboard for you, boy, right now.
Hey, I love it. Hey, I love it.
That's all right. That's I, I'll rehash on a couple of things that you mentioned, right? The fact that this is targeted and focused. This will not necessarily be what LinkedIn is starting to become. LinkedIn is starting to become more of a social platform as opposed to just a digital resume. And we're starting to see kind of that convergence of more people putting personal information out there. And there's pros and cons to that. When OpenAI fully launches this and comes out with their courses, I think some of their courses don't start for about a week or so. Yeah, they're going to be free, at least initially. And they're going to be, I'll use your term, laser focused on AI, laser focused on prompt engineering, and really on how to emphasize that whole skill set. If you're going to be relevant, if you're going to be of value to any organization moving forward, any organization, I don't care what you do, you got to understand these bits and pieces of technology, especially how it's starting to make companies be less tactical and more strategic. And the way that the companies are doing that now are being more efficient in how they use that most valuable and most costly resource, people. I can get rid of people and I can have a computer algorithm do the same thing in a third of the time. I'm going to do that as a business owner. It would behoove you as the employee to learn something about this technology such that you can start coding it, you can start deciphering what comes out of it, you can start understanding how to translate data into business value, regardless of what field you're in. Being able to translate value back to your organization. If you're employed by someone, that's really your secret sauce. That's how you show value back to the organization. So this is a good thing. Coursera is already out there, but most of their courses are paid for. Google themselves has some courses. They're
What
not
about
all AI
Udemy?
focused. Yeah, Udemy. So there are platforms out there that have different types of skill sets and different types of courses. But it's real interesting to see that OpenAI is coming out specifically with how to prompt engineer, how to level up your own skills as it relates to AI.
Okay. Well, the audience says this is the new way, and some people say this is a marketing play to get more people to use it. That's interesting because it's funny because everybody knows ChatGPT, James, but the
Yeah.
thing is, they're not tapping into Perplexity. They're not tapping into Gemini, Copilot, Grok. They're not tapping into some of these other softwares. It's like it seems like ChatGPT is just a standard platform, and the fact that they've turned this Open AI Academy into a
Yeah.
school to say, "Hey, you can get these certifications. You can get this LMS or this, come get these trainings." Now this may be the new go-to, and of course, big tech is dealing with big government, as we say. But ChatGPT is saying, or OpenAI is saying, we're going to be the leader. Whereas I would have thought maybe Google probably would have said, let's lead the forefront.
Yeah, think about that, right? In this whole LLM industry, in this whole ecosystem now, OpenAI has become the Kleenex, right? When you think tissue, Kleenex and tissue, ChatGPT slash OpenAI has become the kind of that go-to that everyone thinks. We're going to talk about Apple stuff here in a minute. The only default extension for uh, an AI environment right now on the Apple ecosystem is OpenAI ChatGPT. A lot more folks, when they say that, they think that's the only thing out there, but there are other relevant models as well. We talked about Anthropic, the Claudes and the Perplexities and various things of that nature. They all do. Listen, what Meta has as well with their was it Llama? I don't know. I'm not a Meta fan, so but all of these large
Llama.
organizations have their own large language models, and it behooves again the individual to know something about at least how to speak to them, how to talk to them, how to engage with these algorithms, so you can get the the data out that you're actually looking to do. OpenAI doing it first, it just makes sense for them from a marketing perspective because again, they are the Kleenex to the tissue. They are the ones that everyone typically thinks about the first. But I wouldn't hold my breath too long before Google comes out with something very similar to this, right? Start actually giving more courses that are free, that do have a certificate that you can put on LinkedIn or you can put on this platform that OpenAI is launching as well, that you can share with your constituents, that you can put on your resume as well. So it's a good thing. It really is because a lot of times folks don't know where to go to learn about this stuff. You hear about it on like your show or go to the old. Still got Barnes and Nobles and Borders around in your neck of the woods. You still
Barnes and
got the
Nobles.
books.
Barnes and Nobles is still around.
All right, right. But a lot of folks that want to go there. A lot of folks that want to go to the library or whatever the case may be. So Google, OpenAI. Go online to those locations and learn how to do this thing so you can be prepared for the future.
Okay. Well, look, the audience says 40%. No one else tapped in, but it's okay. We're going to continue this discussion at a later time, but just know that OpenAI does have a job platform, and this could be the new way. I need these certifications, right? To be able to say, I am now trained, I am now certified, to be able to say, I am qualified for this job A through Z, if that makes sense.
Mm.
All right. Well, we're gonna move on. Reeves, any other thoughts before we move forward?
No, I think James was pretty clear about that, and I'm glad he's on the show because he's knowledgeable and really can give us a clear understanding of stuff.
I'm gonna make sure to bring you some gifts when I see you in a couple of months, brother.
That's exactly why I'm saying all that.
I know that. I know what you're doing. You'll be taken care
I'm
of,
sucking
sir.
up. Yes.
Hit the
You know,
spot
say, first
1006.
round of drinks is gonna be on me. Don't worry about it.
Hit the spot 1006 says Google is about to be an Apple. I don't know what you mean by that, but everybody is in first grade while you guys are in high school. You got to start slow. And Ray Wright says it sounds nice on paper, but and then preach. That's basically what they're saying. So I don't know what the Google is about to be another Apple. I don't understand that correlation, if that makes sense. So maybe we can come back to that a little later on. But we got to talk to TBJ. What is he saying?
All right, y'all. That was a good article right there. Do you think you would be learning AI through ChatGPT, or would you be trying to do your own thing? Because they say that's where the jobs is going to be at. Let us know in the comments what you think. Look, let me tell you what's on tap for the rest of the show before we get into the word of the day. Everything Apple 2025. You buying one of them Apple phones? You buying them earbuds? Well, James and Tallboy gonna talk all about it, okay? Did you hear about the YouTube NFL broadcast? Uh-oh. You gonna be making the switch over to YouTube TV? Well, we're gonna discuss, okay? And then AI may be limited to... They may be limited on websites? Well, I don't know what all that means because, see, I'm tongue-tied. But look, we're going to have to get into this word of the day. And my personal partner, Revis, he about to break down this word encryption. All right, tall boy, hit that button so we can get into the show. All right, see you on the other side, Revis.
He's somewhere in the United States, from L.A. to New York. Where are you, Revis? Don't forget to honk the horn.
Revis, what's up, player? How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty well, but I didn't hear that theme song.
Oh, man, here he go with this right here.
Oh, my goodness. Tallboy slacking.
He gotta hear it, y'all. Uh-oh. Is James jumping in the background? Oh, Lord. We gotta stroke his ego, ladies.
There we go.
We gotta stroke his ego. How you doing, Revis Brown?
I'm doing better now that I heard that theme song.
Oh, there you go, player. All right, that's what's up, man. Well, look, we got this word of the day. It's called encryption. Tallboy said we got 15 more weeks before the end of the year, and we need to start talking some tech terms. So last week was phishing, and then now this week is encryption. So phishing and encryption. Break it down with this definition here. We don't have no sentence, so you just gonna have to just do the best that you can. All right, that's what we're gonna do. The encryption means the act or process of encrypting something, a conversion of something such as data into a code or cipher. A code or cipher produced by encrypting something. See, they using all these big words and stuff like that, Revis. I tried to explain encryption to my cousin, and he said, bruh, that's just trucker code for locking up your snacks. Break it down, Revis. Break it down.
Encryption in simple form, in simple words, just means to hide something. Period. So when you want to put something out there, it's actually in code where can't no one steal it. You actually want to hide it and you want to keep it safe. So when I sit up and I text a sweet little filly something, it's hidden in encryption. So can't anybody just go in and steal it? So that's why we have the Lab Tech Show, because we put everything out there where you can see it in plain sight. We want you to steal some of this knowledge. So the Lab Tech Show is not in encryption. So let's put it this way. If you remember the Bush's baked bean commercial,
Oh shit! Hold on.
I'm just saying he used to keep everything encrypted from the dog, because if he didn't, the dog would tell everything and put it on Instagram, and everybody would know the Bush's baked bean secret. Does that make sense? You want to hide something? You encrypt it.
If you want to hide something, you gonna encrypt it. Okay, I heard you. All right, well, that's what the people are saying. I don't know, Revis, but that's your breakdown. We gotta ask the
But I
audience.
want to hear James's. Definition.
No. That's your word of the day, player. We'll get to James in a second. This is your definition. Don't throw James in this. James ain't got nothing to do with this one, player. Uh, this dude said, let me get James's definition. Let me see. What did the audience say? How did Revis do on the word of the day? 1, yes, sir. 2, he's always doing too much. 3, I never knew what this really meant, so thank you. 4, this was a horrible breakdown. Or 5, this is my segment. 1 through 5, let us know in the comments. How did Revis Brown do on the word of the day?
Or we could always go 6. I didn't know that about Bush's baked beans.
Okay. All right. While we wait on the people to talk, James, how did he do in your personal opinion?
Man, don't do that to me. Don't. I forgot I was not on mute, and I started when he said baked beans. I said, "Oh my god." I don't even know what to say about that, man. Reeves, you did what you had to do, but oh my god, oh my god.
He thought about it.
I can give you a 35,000-foot level definition if you like, but I don't know what Reeves just said. Good Lord, have mercy.
Oh Lord. All right. Well, the people are speaking. Some people said yes, sir, and some people said this is my segment. You want to break down for the ones who don't understand what the Bush's baked beans? You want to break that down for us, player?
You know, we talk about the Bush's baked beans, then we're talking about keeping a secret, keeping something encrypted where can't nobody steal it. And when we talk about the beans, you always want to share the beans, but you don't want to spill them.
Well, you know your critic over here. She's saying no. Hit the
Did
spot
she get her nails done?
She said, hey, look, nah, don't start no mess now, because Tallboy guy had to deal with that, so you better stop while you're ahead. Oh, man. Rich Vibe says, Reeves is talking in code himself. Oh, Lord. Tell him, Rich Vibes. Tell him he talking in code himself. All right, guys.
Hey, that's what encryption is all about.
Look, I ain't mad at it. Reeves, you gonna hang out with us, or what you gonna do?
I'll hang for a little while.
All right, that's what's up. We're gonna go ahead and get back into the word of the day. And back to you, Tallboy. Back to you.
All right, guys. Look, this is what we're going to do. We got a poll question that's already on YouTube, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it, but we're going to go ahead and do this here. Where is this? If you had to get a new phone this year with that knowledge, with the knowledge that you know, what are you getting? With the knowledge that you know now, and I probably should wait until after this segment, but just think about this, and we'll come back to this a little bit later on. All right. So with the knowledge that you know now, yesterday Apple dropped a phone, Samsung dropped their phone, Did they drop in earlier this year, February, March, or are they dropping like in 2 weeks, James?
2 weeks.
Okay, so they're about to drop the S25
Hmm. Same time.
in 2 weeks. The Pixel just came out. The OnePlus 13 is out, but they're gonna go over to the 15 in the new year. And then maybe you just say, I don't want to fool with a smartphone. Think about it. You don't have to respond now unless you want to. But we're gonna go ahead and get back into the show. How about that? So just if you had to get a new phone this year, you had to get one with the knowledge that you know, what are you getting? That's the $1 million question. James, we're going to go ahead and get back into this show if you are all right with that. Oh, man. Yesterday, Apple, they went on and did some things, James. This is your playground over here. I thought that it would only be right because me and you used to fight over Apple versus Android. And you said what?
I said you used to fight. I just used to pick at the wound, right? I used to throw salt in the wound
Oh man,
to see you react.
Okay. All right. Well, like I said, we used to fight over Apple versus Android. I throw my shots, he throw his shots, and that's what it is. But yesterday, Apple dropped some stuff yesterday, and it wasn't just phones. It was earbuds and watches and accessories. And I want to talk a little bit about the accessories a little bit later on. So make sure that we highlight those accessories. All right. But basically, they dropped a whole bunch of gear. And basically, I don't know if you like it or not, but they rolled out the new iPhone 17 family. And they have the Pro, the regular one. They even came out with the new phone, and it's a slim phone called the iPhone Air. These new phones are built tougher with ceramic shield too. And James is going to break all that down in a language that y'all can really understand why this ceramic shield 2 is important. They got the A19 bionic chips that are faster and more efficient. And basically they're saying the cameras, they got some features that even got me impressed, y'all. I was very impressed with the camera selfie, whether you could take a vertical selfie and it also does it in landscape. That was pretty dope. And then they also dropped some AirPods Pro where you can check your heart rate and you can do live translation. And then they also dropped some Apple Watches that can check your high blood pressure and some other cool things like with sleep apnea or something like that. They did a lot of conversational talk. So James, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be nice, and I'm gonna put the website up. Is there anywhere you would like to go first?
That hurt your fingers just to go to the apple.com
No, it
website.
really didn't. I really. So before we get started, and I want your honest opinion, what did you think of the keynote? Honestly, what did you think of the keynote? Did you think it was just a regular keynote? Did you think it was just the same old with the
Good
best, the
question.
bigger, and the best ever, or was it just because I saw that Tim Cook was not saying the same lines? He had other people saying the same lines,
Yeah.
as opposed to him. So what did you think of the keynote first, and then we'll talk about whichever route you want to go.
Yeah, so that's actually an interesting question to pose to someone who worked at Apple. Y'all know I worked there for 10 years, so I am a member of the cult of Mac. I'm a Steve Jobs guy, all that stuff, right? And no one can do it better than Steve Jobs. But Tim Cook is a really good operations guy, and he knows how to leverage his team. Every year is always going to be the best X, Y, and Z than it was the year before, right? Because they're going to come out with performance enhancements. They're going to come out with new build and design materials. They're going to come out with faster processes and things like that. So it was expected that this was going to be all that they announced. Apple will typically do an early fall release where they do the phones, where they do AirPods, and where they do some other things. And then there'll be another announcement, a little smaller one, still in the Steve Jobs Theater in Cupertino, where they'll probably do tablets, so iPads and MacBooks. So that just happens, right? This has been expected. This has been happening ever since the company was founded. The majority, for folks who don't know, I don't tell how all the sausage is made, but yeah, majority of the keynote was actually filmed, right, over the weeks. So the Phil Schillers of the world, the Tim Cooks of the world, the Greg Joswiaks, the folks that you saw on the video, they're actually in the Steve Jobs Theater at the time. So it's live for us, but it's pre-recorded. All that being said, it was a little more than just an iterative release for the phone because of the Air. Right? We expected to get faster processor. We expected to get more cameras, but not necessarily the type of cameras that we got in the Pro Max. But no, I don't think anyone really expected the iPhone Air, which is a really interesting entrant into the family, just mainly from a build perspective. Right. So if you go through the pictures on the iPhone Air, right there, all of the components of the phone in and of itself are in that what they're calling that plateau, that camera plateau. The entire body of the phone is the battery. Everything that runs the phone in and of itself on the Air is actually in that plateau, that bump at the top. That's a really interesting design perspective in terms of how they've been able to shrink down all the componentry and things of that. So seeing that match size of the current Samsung phone as well in terms of size is really, really interesting. I know we were on Doc's stream yesterday and you were asking who's the audience for the iPhone Air. Very wide audience, I think, again, right? So everyone from your first phone, your second phone, someone who wants a very light phone, just doesn't want to walk around with a big brick in their pocket, that kind of thing. So the iPhone Air, I think, is going to be incredibly popular with folks that want to upgrade to something new, but don't necessarily want to pay $2,000 for a 2 terabyte iPhone 17 Pro Max. The AirPods are good.
No. Hold on. We're going to stay on the phones for a second. So do you
Okay,
think the
okay.
iPhone Air is designed for maybe that senior that wants to be in the Apple ecosystem, but then yet it's not too expensive, but it's still got a nice price point with some great features? Do you think that? Or do you think it's for
Price point is
college
relative. Yes.
Do you
Yeah.
think
So
it's for the
good
college
question as
student?
well. So again, price point is relative because you either will buy it outright, and you'll either lease it with your provider, or you'll go through pricing plans with Apple in and of themselves. So you'll make it work. If you want the latest and greatest, you'll find a way to make it work. I think new folks that are coming into an iPhone, folks who have like a 13 or 14, maybe even a 15. I think the 16 is the bare minimum, just from a form and a functionality perspective for an upgrade. I don't think anyone who has a 16 needs to upgrade to a 17 unless you just want to. There's no real. There's a couple of benefits to it, but again, this is your money. You decide how you. Well, see, there you go. Unless you.
No,
but not everyone needs 2 terabytes. Not everyone needs 2 terabytes.
So
of
let me say
storage.
this. I don't know how long this show is going to go because it's Apple, right? And y'all Apple people be getting on me. So we need to go a little longer. If you got to tap out, you got to tap out. The replay is going to be here. We're going to talk about it because y'all say I'm not Apple friendly. I'm going to be Apple. I'm going to eat a green apple today, a Granny Smith's apple. And we're going to talk a little bit about it. That's why I got James here.
And I want to talk to Revis's statement right there, because that is one thing as well about Apple's keynotes and the conversation and the people who own and that are part of that ecosystem. It's a very emotional topic. We love our phones. I think Android folks use their phone and they're very utilitarian from a style and from a fashion perspective. I mean, again, just outside of the core functionality is where the Apple folks are, right? We pay a lot of money. We know we pay a lot of money and we want to show it off. We want folks to see the new orange phone, the new purple phone, the new blue phone, right? It's just a different type of finesse and feel that you get when you have an Apple product. It just is, just from an engineering and a design perspective, using aluminum, using the titanium, using all of the features that they use. Android, Samsung, Google Pixels are very utilitarian. They do what they do, and they do what they do very well. Not a sexy phone, though.
So
and I'm on both sides of the fence, right? Because I got a Pixel 9 over here on my desk.
Don't try and jump the fence now and you coming over here to the Pixel side because it's been sitting on your desk. Don't do that.
It is. I'm looking at it.
Revis said, sounds like James got a new girlfriend. It's just a phone, James. It's just a phone.
And
It's
that's
just
what I
a
was talking about.
It's just a phone. All right, now look, you got the iPhone 17, and then you got the
Yeah.
iPhone 17 Pro. What makes the iPhone 17 so special versus the Pro, if that makes sense? And I'm gonna pull up. They got new colors. They got the blue. They got whatever green that is. They got the standard silver, black, and gray, and then they got a lavender / purple, right? So what makes this regular phone just what makes it? Just to say I got an iPhone.
Most folks really care about the camera, and most folks really care about the functionality that comes with the camera. So the front-facing camera on all of the new iPhones, on the 17,
We're not there yet.
17 Pro.
We on the regular iPhone 17. We're not there yet.
That's exactly what I said. On the 17, the front-facing
you said
camera
Pro.
on the
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
okay. Front-facing camera on all of the 17 models is an 18 megapixel sensor that actually has the ability to do dual recording. So it'll record from the back camera and it'll record from the front camera at the exact same time. That's the aha moment from Apple for these phones.
But it's not new,
True that
James.
it's not new. I was
James-
just getting ready. Jesus, I was just
I'm
getting ready to say
beating you
that.
the punch. Okay, yeah, we're going.
Yeah, like you want me to talk?
Because Android was already doing this. Now, come on now.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm
You
not saying
just
that they
mad-
weren't. I had an LG. I know.
Okay.
But again, now I have an iPhone that can do that. And now the majority of folks who own that product and that platform are going to be swoop into that because that's what they want to do. That's the real sexy piece of this new 17. It's not the size, 6.3 inches on the size. It's been same size. It is higher of a nit in terms of brightness. So it actually is better visibility in direct sunlight. So that's one good thing. Fast charging, all phones have had something to that, but now you can charge your phone a lot faster when it's plugged in through a cable. The main thing that people are going to want to buy any of these new phones for, it doesn't matter, Google, Samsung, or Apple, is for the camera. And the benefit of getting the 17, because that's what you want to talk about, is that front-facing 18 megapixel camera that can also do dual video.
So
That's the reason to decide if you want to spend $1,000.
So, for the ones who do not understand what the dual video is, just imagine you're recording the concert, but then yet you want to be in the shot too. You're watching your baby's sporting event. They're swimming, they're playing soccer, they're playing football, basketball, you name it, and you want to record them with the rear-facing camera, but you in the shot too, if that makes sense. And you like, hey, that's my baby. And you get your moment and you get that other moment on the other side. Am I saying that right, James?
It's like a FaceTime call that you can record.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna look at
And that's big, right?
Yeah.
Again, from a usability perspective, that could be enough, honestly, for folks to go out there and spend $1,000. All the other stuff, who cares about the chip? Who cares about the faster modem? Who cares about Wi-Fi 6? I mean, we care as technologists, but the end consumer, your audience, wants to go out to the family reunion or to the family event and be able to stream video to Facebook or to wherever and be in the picture as they're actually recording. There's value in that.
Now,
And people will pay attention to what they pay for. So
now you don't have the pixel feature. I'm gonna throw a little jab because pixel, you could take the photo and then you can just leave a little room for me, and then I can jump in the photo and I can be stitched into the photo, right? But this is actual video that you can do. So it's like, hey, I'm joining it. So it's no knock because, like I said, Android already had this feature, but I don't know if that's something that people want. Now that selfie mode camera, I don't know, is that in the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 to where you could have it in vertical, and then not only can you take a vertical selfie, but it also gives you that landscape look, and it allows more people to be in your shot, and you can still keep your phone in vertical. You can still hold your phone in vertical as opposed to turning your phone sideways. But that's the iPhone Air on up, right?
Yeah, so that's 17 on up. So think folks who have like a new iPad, right? And you're using what's called the center stage camera. So the sensor on these new 17s is no longer a 4.3 aspect. It's actually a square. And due to that, you no longer have to turn your phone landscape mode to actually get a portrait and or a landscape photo. Because of it has the center stage technology, and because of the sensor being a 1-inch sensor, you can actually just hold it vertical like you're typically used to anyway, right? Because we've always talked about trying to get folks to turn their phones on its side to take photos and videos, but now you just hold it as you're comfortable. That center stage technology keeps you as the holder in focus and in the center. As folks start coming into the image, it'll automatically adjust to those additional individuals as well. So again, usability and functionality for I want to take that group selfie, and I don't want to. What do the kids call it? The 0.5, where they turn it on its back and guess where the phone is looking at. Now you don't have to do that. I learned that from my son. Shouts out to you, Isaiah. Right, you turn the phone to the backside and you just guess where it is. You call it the 0.5, the 0.5 zoom ratio. But now you have the ability to just look right at it, center stage. It'll automatically adjust to however many people are in frame, and you can use that for all formats, for vertical and or landscape. That's pretty cool.
Okay. All right. So, anything special about the Pro outside of the center stage and the camera? I mean, I know we talked about storage capacity because some
Yeah.
people they have their phone, right, and you're already at 120 gigs, and then you have to pay for Apple Care One, right? You got to deal
Yeah.
with that. So, is there anything outside of going to the Pro or the Pro Max outside of the new 2 terabytes? Outside of that, is there anything worth that people need to really pay
Yeah.
attention to?
I mean, so think about if you've ever had your phone overheat on you, right? So the new Pro models actually have a vapor chamber that's integrated into the casing of the phone to alleviate heat. So that's really cool. How many times have you had your phone, you had it out in your car or something on the seat, and it says it's gotten too hot to operate, so it had to cool down? Essentially, hopefully that can be alleviated by having this vapor chamber. You mentioned about the ceramic shield. Now, I didn't hear anything about Corning glass. So the front and the back of the phones are no longer glass. This is ceramic shield, so it should be tougher and should be less scratch and break resistant. That's a good thing. You're gonna get the phone to a 3-year-old. They're gonna play with it. They're gonna play some games on it. They mess around and drop your phone. Now, hopefully, with these ceramic shields on the front, the back, it's going to be much more resilient to falls and breaks and things of that nature.
What about the
The key-
glass?
Well, again, I said it's no longer gas. It's that ceramic shield. So there was no conversation or mention of the Corning glass. So the ceramic shield is what's actually on the front and the back, providing
So
that stability.
I don't know about this. This is why I'm asking. So basically the screen has this ceramic shield. So if you drop the phone, then it somewhat protects the phone as opposed to it being like the glass cracks on your tablet or on your phone because you got it in your back pocket. And then now it's like I cracked the screen. So now you're saying the ceramic shield is something that can stop kind of withstand a little bit more strength.
Right. Correct. It's
Okay.
ceramic shield coating, so it's no longer the Corning glass, Gorilla Glass, because I didn't hear anything specifically to that. So they've actually moved on to a new technology that's actually more robust and more fall resistant and drop resistant. They actually showed a couple of demonstrations, but that's again the reason behind that. So moving from the Corning Gorilla Glass to something that is even more stronger, more resistant to mishaps like that.
Okay. All right.
But let me get into, because you do the one thing that's specific about all that stuff is cool on the pros, but what's really important about the pros is that the 3 cameras on the back, and those 3 cameras, they're not necessarily combined in terms of fusion cameras like they're on the other ones, where functionality from a range perspective and a lens perspective is combined. Each of these are 48 megapixel cameras, lenses. So your telephoto, your macro lens, your wide angle lens, all 48 megapixel lenses in and of themselves. So that eliminates the need for a lot of folks who maybe were buying additional accessories who wanted an external lens on their camera. I don't want to say too much because I'm trying to work with the vendor to get some of those external lenses. But again, now you can go all the way up to like a 200 times zoom on the built-in lens without having to add any additional components or additional accessories. A 48 megapixel fusion lens on the back of these cameras. Each one, all three of them are.
Okay. Well, that sounds quite nice, James. So that's all the phone information that you need to know about. We did say we were going to talk a little bit about the AirPods. They have this thing called live translation, from my understanding. So basically, and my question to you as we were watching the keynote, right? It was, well, they're speaking another language. You're in another country, you're taking an international trip. Maybe you're at the hospital and the person does not know how to speak English. You can have that live translation, but what if that other person can't hear you? How does that work?
Yeah, and I do need to find out for sure if it's only the AirPod Pro 3s the AirPod Pro 2s, the ones that I have today, and maybe a lot of other folks on your show have as well. They have live translation. Now, the main draw from the conversation for the AirPod Pro 3s was that if you had AirPod Pro 3s in your ear and I had them in my ear as well, I can talk in my native language and you could hear me in your native language through the AirPods. That's if, again, we were both wearing AirPod Pro 3s. If we weren't, I could, and you were speaking Spanish, I didn't understand Spanish, but I had my AirPod Pro 3s in. If you were speaking, I could then point my iPhone at you and it could read out loud or just write out the conversation as well in your native language.
So basically,
now I don't know if that's just a software thing that's tied to the AirPod Pro 3s or if the AirPod Pro 2s, which are currently available, will have that software piece as well. But the 3s talking and engaging back and forth, that was an interesting piece right there.
So you got 8 hours worth of charge. You got the live translation on the AirPod Pro 3, as you can see on the screen. And then they said that there's now more active noise cancellation. And then they were also saying something around the hearing test and the hearing aid. Do you know anything about that?
Yeah, that's right. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, so one thing, so the active noise cancellation, it's going to be interesting to see how that is actually different than the AirPod Pro 2s, because it's actually pretty darn good, right? You've called me a number of times. I'm at the gym. I don't think you've heard the background noise when I'm at the gym wearing my AirPod Pros. So when I get these 3s, we'll do a test on that. But it's supposed to be 2x the ANC active noise cancellation. But one thing that is happening with these new earbuds, they're kind of cannibalizing some of the functionality that's built into the Apple Watch by bringing in the heart rate monitor into the AirPod Pro 3s. So you can actually do your ECG with the AirPod Pro 3s as opposed to now only having it on your Apple Watch. So folks that don't want to spend the $300, $500, $800 on an Apple Watch and just want to spend I guess $399 or however much it is for the new AirPod Pros, you can do that and still have those health benefits and those tracking benefits from a heart rate monitor and things of that nature. So that's pretty interesting how I think they're cannibalizing one accessory that they have in the lineup and making it more accessible to folks who may not be all in with the Apple ecosystem.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not mad at it. Like I said, the goal at the end of the day is for you guys to walk away with a clear understanding of what these products are. And I wanted James to come on here because I know he can give you an intellectual conversation, not go over y'all's head, break it down in a language that you can understand. So now if you decide that you want to do this now, as James said, if you have an iPhone 16, there's really no need to do this. But if you got that iPhone 14, it might be time to make that jump if you want to make the jump. If you don't want to, there's no pressure. No one's not telling you you're not cool because you don't have it. Now, you may have to listen to your friends, but that's self-control in your pockets at the end of the day because you're the only one that's got to be able to pay your bills. I'm not
say that again for the people in the back of the room, right there, right?
I'm not helping you pay your rent because you didn't turn around and bought a $2,000 phone, all right? So I'm just being 100 with you. Now, if you ran into a car issue, a truck issue, or something like that, that's different. But if you invested in a phone,
You done gone out and spent all your money on Chris Brown tickets, and now you want to buy
oh
a
yeah,
phone.
no. Well, you know they were financing the Chris Brown, and then some people was on the outside still looking in. So no, it is what it is.
Crazy.
Reeves, you still here, man? Any thoughts? Anything you want to say about what you've heard thus far? I know you're not really a phone savant, shall we say? But your thoughts?
But like I put in the chat, I like listening to James when he talk about Apple. It's like watching Pornhub
Uh-oh.
because he is so into the Apple product. But I tell you one thing I really like the translation feature of those iPods, because I have tried to buy some translation earbuds and I didn't receive them, and I don't know how they work.
So you bought some janky translation buds. You bought some janky ones, and they never showed up. Is that what you're saying?
No, they never charged me for them either. But I was looking at James. James said something about pointing the phone at a person, and it translates. And I was wondering if the person was of a different race and they were deaf and they couldn't speak, but they moved their lips, could I still hear it?
Damn. I'm sorry.
I was just wondering. You point your phone at them. I thought maybe it was picking something up, reading lips or something.
I don't even know how to respond to that, James. I know he's trying to be funny, but the joke.
The man is making me.
I'm just
He
gonna
said,
put him
I
back on
remind
the
him
screen.
of Pornhub. The man said, I remind him of Pornhub, and now he's
Put
talking about
James
deaf
on the
people moving
screen.
their lips.
I ain't got time for this. Like,
No,
see,
I'm just talking about the language of the Apple products. When you talk about them with such, inspiration. You like these products, and it's like watching a Pornhub movie or something.
oh God, I can't. All right, man, we're gonna move forward. We can't have an adult conversation with you right now, man.
This man.
Look, to the audience, this man was
Uh-oh.
all.
I done
Man
did
was
something
all-
stupid.
Yeah, he did. What feature do you like most on the iPhone 17? So we talk phones first. ProMotion, A19 chip, battery life, the camera fusion, or the price. I think the cheapest phone was $799, right, James? The next
So
tier
the
up
price is actually a good thing because they didn't raise the prices.
right.
Same prices as they've been for a couple of years.
Yeah. They did not raise the price. The camera fusion, 48 megapixel, the battery life, the A19 chip, and then the ProMotion. We didn't even talk about the ProMotion, which is the video side of things. They were actually saying that the actual video was like Hollywood style filming. Am I saying that right, James?
Yeah, for the last few years, Apple has filmed these keynotes and these sessions using an iPhone, right? So there's a lot of professional video creation capability built into these phones. Nice to see a collaboration and a partnership with Blackmagic. Blackmagic is the go-to platform for video editing from a Hollywood perspective. So that's there. Being able to do ProRes raw capture directly from these Pro Max phones, so completely raw footage, ProMotion up to, what is it? I think it was up to 120. So the fact that you can shoot in I think it's 6K, because the Samsung is 8K. I was looking at something different. So 6K, 120 frames per second. is just ridiculous. More than again the average user is ever going to need. But you have that powerhouse in your pocket if you ever need it to shoot uh, high quality types of videos and photos. The fact that you have what they call Gen Lock is for using multiple camera transitions and multiple camera overlays and things of that nature. But again, that's going to be more from a filmmaking perspective. 95% of the buyers aren't going to need that. What is good is that they raised the capacity on the Max up to 2 terabytes. 2 terabytes in your pocket in an iPhone is a lot of capacity. So if I'm shooting, I'm gonna be walking around Las Vegas in January. I'm gonna be shooting in 4K 60 entire time, and those are gonna be some huge files. And I will be able to save the entire week on my phone without having to export it out. Very good for me for my back as well, because I'm not gonna bring a whole bunch of cameras. But if I can use my phone to shoot at that high quality capture, that's a big thing. That's a good thing. Um, so yeah, I've already got mine on pre-order. So yeah, if you want to ask me that, got it in blue.
We didn't ask, but because we already
I
knew,
know, but I had to say it anyway.
we knew you was gonna already get it, so it's not like it's
Got it.
something.
Look.
It's not like it's something.
2 terabytes, baby. 2 terabytes.
Real briefly, let's talk about the watch real quick because I know I would be
Yeah.
wrong if I didn't. What's so special about the watch? Something about heart monitor and sleep apnea. Let's talk about that real quick.
Not much different from the so I'm only speaking of the Ultra, right? So I've got the Ultra 2, and not the Ultra 3 is what was announced. The only thing that was really different was some capabilities around satellite. So it's got a 5G antenna built into it for satellite. So when you're off the grid, when you're out during that hike and you lose complete connectivity, if you don't have your phone with you, and if you just have the Apple Watch Ultra 3, you can still send out those SOSs on Starlink, which is a satellite service provider that they utilize. So that's good, right? Heart health, sleep apnea monitoring, that kind of thing. High pressure, hypertension type of monitoring, but that's coming to all of the watches. So that's great because that's just that's easy to enable. But at the end of the day, the big thing for the new Ultra is the fact that it's got a 5G antenna in it, so it can actually do satellite connectivity. Now the cheaper one, the SC3, you can actually play your music off of that now. So like the more expensive watches, it has a built-in speaker, so you can actually play your iTunes, your Spotify, whatever the case may be. That's pretty cool.
This is definitely the Inspector Gadget days. Let's just put
We Dick Tracy, brother. This is Dick Tracy, right? We just dated ourselves. We know youngsters don't know about that. Youngsters don't know about that.
Right, I got you.
It's a fun time, and I know we talk a whole lot about it, but man, for a consumer, it's a fun time. Samsung, Pixel, Apple, the world is at your fingertips just in terms of capability, right? Capturing instances with your family and capturing memories, especially photos, especially videos, and being able to save those, being able to respond to messages, the health features and functionality that not just Apple has, but even on the Pixel side as well. So all of these carriers and all of these manufacturers have, there's more pros and cons. There's more benefit for one staying current with this technology as well, because some of this stuff is not going to be able to run as effectively and efficiently on some of the older devices. So stay somewhat current. You don't have to be in front of the wave. You don't have to get to 17 today. As an investor of Apple, I'm even telling you don't have to get to 17 if you really don't have a use case for it. At a minimum to 16, though. Minimum to 16.
What about the 15? Because Lisa Maria said she has the 13 and she wants to upgrade to the 15.
I don't even know if the 15 is still going to be available. You might want to check, Lisa, if the 15 is even going to be available after Friday, after the 19th, right? When these things hit the store. You just may want to double check that you can still get a 15 when you go to the Apple store, or you go to Best Buy, or wherever the case may be.
Interesting. I did say I wanted to talk a little bit about the accessories. Now, look, I'm trying my best not to be biased, but when I saw that they had a crossbody strap. As a man, I'm not about to have no crossbody strap.
There's the fashion thing, though, right? So, so it's perfect segue. It's a perfect segue.
I'm not about to
Google
do
and Samsung don't have no crossbody straps, but
for a
you gotta,
phone.
and they don't have Hermes bands and stuff like that. But
For a
Apple,
phone, James, come on, man, a phone.
brother, I'm just telling you, that's how it is. These are fashion statements. These are things that people are willing to spend thousands, hundreds and thousands of dollars on accessories, on an Hermes band. Y'all look up Hermes, and that could be the word of the day next week for you, Revis. The HERMES. Hermes. They
You got a
got bands and
MagSafe battery.
Take note of that, tall boy. We might be able to use
take note of that.
No, we're not using no Hermes. We're not doing that.
The MagSafe battery is nice.
What's so special about that?
Well, just again, additional capacity, but third-party manufacturers are going to come out with one as well. But what's the price on the one from Apple?
$99.99.
$99.99. See, listen, in 2 weeks, the folks from Belkin, the folks from whomever else are going to come out with one for $25.
And they got a MagSafe charger for, I think it's $39.
Okay.
1 meter length. It doesn't say how long so this is what it looks like on the back of the phone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so 3-foot cable for $40.
Yeah. Or you can buy the other one. I don't know. Like I said, $99, $39, I think is just really about how much milliamps you get inside of it. It does not say. This one is 12 watts, 20 watts. It doesn't say. It just says it's a 12 watt fast wireless charger on the go for the $99 one. That's what it says. Okay. Well, what I
They're
got
gonna be hot too.
Now, what I got out of this, James, and this is a sense of maturity for me. I saw Apple cornering the market. No need for accessories. We're making sure that the ceramic, as you were talking about the phone, now your kid can have one, and you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money, right? They have everything that you need to not leave their ecosystem.
True.
That's what I got from the keynote. If you mess with Apple, you don't need to buy a third party anything. We have you from your heart to your sleeping habits to if you're stranded in the woods to you got into a car accident. It played a lot of, on your emotions. James and I was trying to crack jokes, and he was like, no, I ran to the store because my dad said I had to have an Apple Watch. And I was like, well, he got good health.
I had the same situation, so yeah.
So it's like, so they have it set up to where you don't have to leave. Now, I'm going to still tell you, come on over here to the Google Pixel. But I also know some people are just going to be locked into Apple. Those people, they're just not going to leave. Now, my question that I have for you, James, and then we're going to move on after this segment here. And this is your chance, everyone in the audience, to let us know your thoughts on this topic here. What is it? What are you most excited about? Well, I'm going to put the original question that we have up here. What feature do you like most about the iPhone 17? We're going to talk about that first. I just lost the train of thought of what I had. I just lost my train of thought. But I think what I was going to say is now that you know what you saw based off of previous years, are you impressed or are you just like, it is what it is?
You asking me or you asking your audience?
I'm asking you because you're Team Apple. So based off of what you saw yesterday, do you think that they do you think that they hit the mark, or do you think it was just another keynote and just say these are the products?
Friday, every Apple store on the globe is going to be full. Right? Every Apple store is going to be full. There are going to be lines around the corner at every single Apple store on this planet because folks want to see it Folks want to touch it, and folks are going to, who have probably pre-ordered it, are going to be there to pick it up. Folks are going to, that have bought it, that Friday, they're going to be taking pictures with their other camera and with their other phone saying, look at me, and they're going to be sharing that. You don't see that with many other manufacturers of any product. Again, it's good or bad. It's either status symbol, it's a fashion piece. It is a level of, I done spent my hard-earned money on what I think is the best thing out there, and look at me, look at me. Good or bad, whatever the case may be. I think that this is a good iteration to the iPhone family. I'm really excited, like I said, about the Air. I think that's going to be a huge success for them. A smaller subset of us professionals are going to probably go with the Max, because we have an actual use case for that. The real draw is what they did with the camera by doing the dual video display. So that's going to bring a lot of folks in as well who have been missing that, because they either had it with the previous model or they had it with a previous manufacturer as well. I think Apple is continuing to do what they need to do and keep people in the ecosystem. It's very sticky. When you got 2 or 3 things that are in the system, it's very sticky. Just like these AirPods. Yeah, I got Google Buds too. They don't work as nicely on an iPhone. If I go to the gym and wear my Google Buds, they don't sync up as cleanly. Right? Things just work for you without you having to think about it within the Apple ecosystem. In the Android ecosystem, you typically got to know a little bit something. Well, that wasn't proper English. You got to know a little something about technology to leverage that platform. You do. You got to have a little raised level of usability and expectation when you're in the Android ecosystem. You got to know how to do certain things. On the Apple side, good or bad, pro or con, most of that is done for you. That's why every single iPhone out there works the exact same way, looks the exact same way, because it's easily transferable. The majority of the consumers want that. Y'all in the comments tell me if I'm wrong, but I honestly think that the majority of consumers just want to go out there. They want to spend that X number of dollars on a piece of hardware, and they want it to work the exact same way every single time. Don't want to mess with it. And they wanted to be able to share the photos. They wanted to be able to play the music. They wanted to do all of those things without having to think about the tech. They want to have the tech, and then they're willing to pay for it. As I always say, people pay attention to what they pay for, and they're willing to pay that $1,200 for a 17 Pro to take those family photos, to share those family photos, to do the thing, and to work with their AirPods, and to work with their Apple Home, to work with their HomePod, to work with their laptop, and be able to transfer stuff automatically from each of those devices. There's value. There's intrinsic value in that. Long answer short, did they do what they have to do? Yeah, Apple started out pulling at the heartstrings, right? Talking about health, talking about people that had cardiac arrest, people that had health emergencies and things like that, and their watch saved their life, or their phone noticed that they fell or something and called the paramedics, whatever the case may be. That's not brilliant. That's how they do it. There will be college courses on how Apple delivers keynotes. And you see a lot of other companies that are starting to get into that same type of mentality of how they deliver their keynotes and their announcements, things of that. So, yeah, like I said, again, all transparency, I worked there for 10 years. I did buy or pre-order my new 17 Pro Max. It'll be here on the 19th. I don't think everyone needs that. I do recommend folks look at at least the 16, and if you want some of that new camera functionality, at a minimum the 17. But the Air, good Lord, that iPhone Air is going to be really sexy. That's going to be sexy.
Rich Vibe says little has changed enough to spend $2,000 on it, and that's just what
to each their own. Yeah, to each their own.
Hey, it is what it is. Look, I allowed this man to have his soapbox with Apple, because this is.
I don't need no soapbox.
This man literally went for 8 minutes straight without coming up for air. I love it, Jay. Like, hey, you're
I don't
passionate.
need no soapbox.
You're passionate about Apple. Y'all know how I am. I mean, it is what it is. You did your thing, man, and this is why we have.
But I'm both. Right again, I got the Pixel, I got the Pixel earbuds, I got the Pixel watch over there. I'm looking over there at him
He
right
just
now.
came over, y'all, when he took his international trip. That's all we're gonna say.
All
The
right.
question is,
So
did you buy it and use it when you took the international
now
trip?
you putting my
I'm
business
just
out
saying,
there in
did
these
you
streets,
use it?
right?
That's all I want to
I
know. Did
did.
you use it?
They
You bought
stayed
it
in
and
my
didn't even,
bag. I didn't use it.
Lord Jesus. So he bought it and didn't even use it, y'all. So he's
I
still
may
over
I
there.
may have to bless somebody with some new Pixel gear. Anybody need a Pixel 9? And
Look, guys, while we're laughing and joking, check
Sorry.
this out here.
I'm saving his life so he can embrace tech.
Woo, look, AI ain't got nothing on my next move. I'm out.
Automation coming? Bet. Watch me make my next big play, straight up.
She held me down, so I put a ring on it and built a whole tech thing for the beach crew. They was laughing then, but I leveled all the way up from the bottom to the top floor, for real.
I stayed in my lane, owned it, and now look. Told you I was gonna do it. We locked in with the Lab Tech Show Wednesday at 8. Question is, are you in or out?
Uh-oh, it is the Lab Tech Show, guys. Come on over here. Hit that like button. Y'all got the news that you wanted to hear. Will you tell 2 or 3 people that we're bringing this energy and we're bringing the funk? This is what you wanted to know. So hit that subscribe button. Let people know what we're doing every Wednesday, 8 p.m. It's called the Lab Tech Show, not the Light Show. It's the Lab Tech Show. Hit that notification bell because we do go live on Wednesdays, all right? It's a family affair. This is a way for you to interact with us in real time and you walk away with some tangible knowledge where you can say, I can go back into my community or to my family a little bit smarter in the tech community, all right? That's what it is. Hit that subscribe button. It is the Lab Tech Show. Yeah. All right, guys. I don't know if we're gonna stay on much longer, but James, we got YouTube's NFL broadcast, and AI may be limited on websites. Which one do you think is more important that you think people need to know?
in the YouTube story, probably.
Is more important? Okay. I'm actually surprised you said that. All right, no problem. YouTube, y'all. I don't know if you heard about this, but if you follow football, they did something very amazing on Friday. And the question is, will you be willing to make the switch over, if that makes sense? That's the $1 million question. So on Friday, YouTube turned around and said, we're going to give you a game on YouTube, absolutely free in Brazil, and 17.3 million people tuned in. And I think about 1 million watched abroad. So that still leaves about 15, 16 million. And this just shows you how much the streaming game has changed for football. And you got YouTube with Sunday Ticket. You also have Amazon with Thursday Night Football. And a bunch of other platforms like Peacock and Netflix, they're getting in on these games as well. And basically they're saying all these different services means you got to pay for multiple subscriptions just to catch all the games. And that could add up real quick. And somebody actually did all of the math, and he said it basically came out to about $800 and something dollars, 840, 860 something dollars for you to be able to have all of these subscriptions. Because I think if you go with YouTube TV and Sunday Ticket, I think it's like $85 a month. And you got to think the NFL season goes from September all the way up to late January, early February for the Super Bowl. And basically they said, although the Brazil game was free, YouTube was still on their hustle and they were pushing that Sunday Ticket package. So basically, hey, we're going to give you a game for free, but we want you to come on over here to YouTube TV, come get this Sunday Ticket. And basically it just proves that professional football is big business. and people are willing to pay to see their teams play. Now, James, what do you think about all of this?
Smart marketing move by Google/YouTube, because yeah, they were advertising Sunday Ticket. Drop in the pan for them to fly their squad all the way over to Brazil for this game. And Chiefs lost. Anyway, but then to most of the commercials, most of the lower thirds on the screen promoting the Sunday Ticket, $85 a month. A lot of people I know. So YouTube TV has done it in a better fashion than Amazon did. Y'all remember probably when Amazon first took over and did some Thursday night football games. There were a lot of issues with latency, a lot of issues with buffering. They couldn't get it right? The screen wouldn't refresh and all that, but there was not a single problem on any platform, anybody watching YouTube TV football. Your phone, your TV, your smart TV, whatever the case may be, and they know that. So they have a lot of investment in their infrastructure, and now folks are going to be like, "Oh man, I got 16 weeks left of the football season, and this is how I got to get all of my Steelers games." Okay, I'll jump into the Sunday night ticket. $85 is worth it to me if I'm a fanatic, if I'm a high caliber fan of my squad. Then they got you. Right. Then they can start introducing some more of the other products. You and me, we got YouTube Premium, right? We got Premium because one, we don't like to see ads on when we're watching YouTube. So they got us right there, $14 a month right there. YouTube Music. They start introducing more of their ecosystem of products. And when you got all these people across the globe watching probably the most prolific sport on the planet outside of real soccer, outside of the country, people are going to pay that. People are going to pay that because the experience was what it was expected to be.
I keep telling people, don't sleep on Google. I know people want to be over there on OpenAI.
Yes,
I know people want to be on these other services. But at the end of the day, Google will always win.
They're going to win.
They're going to always win. I mean, right now, nobody can touch Gemini. You call her Wanda, right? But now we got VO3, the only AI platform out here that's doing video with audio. Nobody else can do it. They haven't figured it out. No streaming, no buffering issues with the game. I don't know. Is this a smart move? Let us know in the comments. Was this smart for YouTube to tell everybody, hey, you can watch the game for free. We'll pay the rights out because we're going to just run ads and we want you to see how seamless this really was, right? What was it? Was it a good look, or do you think they should do another game like around Christmas, during the like the seeding games? Do you think that would be good? Just to let people know, maybe even do a Thanksgiving game for free on YouTube, because people, where they at right now? Where are you watching right now? You're right here on YouTube. What do you think about that? Let us know in the comments.
I didn't even know they had a game on.
Interesting. So you don't think that they promoted it enough?
No, because I didn't even know they had a free game. I would have watched it.
Yeah, right there on your phone in the truck. Makes sense. I understand. All right. Well, we got one more article. We're gonna go ahead and cut through this one real quick. This is interesting because I just heard about this today. All right. I just heard about this today. They just released it. I shared it with James. There's a new term out called really simple licensing. Okay. So it's very new. And basically, if you have a situation where you have a website, you create content, you know that your content is getting scraped by these LLMs, these ChatGPTs, these Geminis, all the models, they're scraping them. And basically the AI companies, they've just been getting all the content on the web without even asking for your permission. And let alone, they don't even want to pay you. It's just, I'm just going to take your stuff. And basically there's nothing you can do. It's just a straight up hustle. But they said some big name publishers and tech companies like Reddit and Yahoo said, oh, we're going to pump the brakes. We're going to figure out some code and we're going to stop all of this. And they basically created a new plan called RSL, really simple licensing. Now, they used to have this thing, and they still have it. It was called RSS, really simple syndication. So if you ever heard the use the RSS feed and you can broadcast your content out. Well, now this really simple licensing says, hold up, we're gonna stop all of that. And basically they're just saying we're just gonna stop and set up some boundaries. And basically your AI crawler, you won't be able to eat this content. You're not gonna be able to put it into your web crawler without being able to take my content and not give me either A, credit for it, or B, pay for it. Now, I don't know how they're going to be able to pay for it, but I think it's going to just stop them. And basically, they're saying instead of the old robots TXT file, and James can break this down a little bit more for me a little bit if he can, but it's a TXT file that AI often ignores. And they're saying that this RSL lets publishers add new tags with machine readable terms. So now the publisher can say what they need, whether it's getting the proper credit, a check every time AI uses their work, or even payment every time a model like ChatGPT or Gemini spits out an answer based on their content. The whole thing is a clever move to make sure content creators get a piece of that coin. All right. And basically, they said the RSL collective is a big part of it. And it's kind of like a union for publishers and creators, similar to how, if you're in the music industry, you've heard of ASCAP, you've heard of BMI, similar to something like that. And basically, a lone writer can't go head to head with a giant like OpenAI, but a whole collective of creators, now they got some power. Now, this allows you to protect your work. It creates new income streams for you. It values experience over expertise. And it's building a fair digital world, empowering the collective. James, well, let me ask the audience this real quick. Do you think that publishers and creators should be compensated when AI models use their content? 1, hell yeah. Pay me for my content. 2, no, the web should stay free for all. 3, maybe, depending on the type of content. Or 4, I hate that we even have to have this discussion. 1 through 4. Let me know in the comments. Do you think publishers and creators should be compensated when AI models use their content? James, your thoughts?
Yeah, I was looking back on the comments to see, and it was Ray Wright who says, sounds nice on paper, but right for another topic. And that's what this is. I understand, as well as a distribution house, as someone who owns websites, who owns content, if I'm going to put my time, energy, effort out there, push something on a property that I own, that's my intellectual property.
Mm-hmm.
So this RSL collective bargaining agreement, or whatever you want to call it, is in theory good, especially for folks to get paid for their work. How it's going to be enforced is going to be the real interesting piece. Is really brand new, right? No one's really implemented yet. A couple, like you said, a couple of. I was going to say, okay, today, there you go.
It dropped today. Well, actually last night. So, I mean,
you breaking news, boy. You breaking news.
Look, I'm trying to get this content put up real quick.
but so there you go. You think about it, some big guys out there saying, listen, we're tired of these language models and they're scraping our content. But again, that's a catch-22 as well, because you want your AI platform to be smarter, and you want it to have as much data to give you a effective answer. Where is it going to get it from? If you opt out of allowing an OpenAI or Anthropic or a Perplexity of reading your data, that benefits who? Or there's a.
So you wanted to recognize it so you can get the SEO, right? So you can get that.
Well, the word what I'm trying to figure out, what I'm trying to say is that, there's a detriment to the end user, the end consumer, if some of these models can't go out there and actually not necessarily scrape the web. I hate that term, because that does sound very underhanded, and that sounds very, very dirty. But being able to access that information, give me attribution, give me my reference as you pull something off of Hicks New Media or off of jameshicks.org
credit.
or whatever the case. Give me my credit, give me either my attribution, my credit, send me a check, whatever the case may be, but point folks back to my location as the source for that data. Now it's just been happening behind the scenes, and a lot of these models have been taking that. So I understand it from that perspective. But again, if I'm an owner of a content and I put something out there, I do expect to be compensated or recognized for the work that I did. I wish them well. I really wish RSL success in this, because selfishly, I and you as well are going to be recipients of anything good that comes out of this, because we'll get that attribution, we'll get that credit, we'll get that funding, or whatever the case may be. So we'll see how it works out. So it looks good on paper.
It's kind of like Perplexity. This is why I tell you guys, please use Perplexity. One, they give you credit of where they found the information. When you go use ChatGPT, Gemini, Mistral, Grok, they give you the answer, but they don't tell you where they got it from. And now you got to go back and go fact check. Whereas Perplexity, they're saying, hey, I'm going to search. You're going to search for the article. And when you search for that article, it literally tells you where they pulled the source from. And if it says I got it from hicksnewmedia.com, I got it from the labtechshow.com, I got it from whoever.com, you get, at least you get credit saying that this is where the source came from. Now, if you can get attribution, if you can get a check every 90 days, every quarter, that is even sexier. I mean, I don't think nobody's going to say, I don't want no money. So I think at the end of the day, it's just a matter of saying, give me my credit. Let it be known that I did this, because if we were doing it to them, they would be suing and they would say the little guy cannot be able to do this to us. And right now, I think there's a lawsuit out right now with Disney with one of these AI models. And I mean, you got them dead to rights. You're using Disney characters, Pixar characters. And I mean, you're happy that we can use it as creators, right? But at the same token, you didn't get permission and you did not license that content. And guess what? Disney has the lawyers to do that. The little guy does not have the lawyers to be able to say, and this is kind of where this collective comes in. So I wanted you guys to know what was happening. So don't think that, oh, I'm a creator once I put something up, whether it's some content, whether it's a video, whether it's a book. Anthropic, is it Anthropic that just did something the other day with a $1.3 billion lawsuit that just settled quietly?
Yes, Anthropic and Claude, yes.
Yeah, so they just did a settlement the other day saying, we talked about this, saying, hey, they're taking our books. And because they bought the book, they could use the content. Now, that was just Anthropic and Claude. We don't know what the other companies, those are still open cases out right now. But they just said, hey, just to keep the peace, that could be $1 trillion case. So let's just go ahead and settle for this X or X amount of billions of dollars versus the trillions of dollars that we're going to end up having to pay, because they pretty much got you dead to rights, right? So this RSL, if you hear the word RSL coming out, just know that you heard it here first, because I don't know anybody else that's talking about it on September 10th, 2025.
Well, cut that up right there. Send that all over the internet in like 2 hours. Boy, there go your clip right there
on the screen like this. If you never heard of RSL as of September 10th, 2025, just remember you heard it here first. That's all I'm going to say. This collective is the real thing. All right, that's what it is. Look, we had fun with you guys. Go ahead, Revis. I'm sorry. He was so quiet.
Yeah, I just want people to remember that RSL, and remember that it's RSPs that takes advantage of the little people. It's the real simple people that take example as us little people. So I'm glad they're doing this, and I wish you guys just would have used the word of the day. encryption when you was talking about RSL.
Well, I'm sorry, man. This is where you were supposed to jump in and let us know that, oh, it's encrypted.
Right. It's encrypted so they can't steal it.
You're right. You are exactly right, sir. I just want to make sure we give Revis his credit for knowing that if you the RSL, the TXT file, it is encryption because he did do the word of the day. It is encryption, so that way you're going to give us some type of credit. Did I say that right, James?
I'm confused. I have no idea what's happening.
All right, guys. Look, Revis, any words you want to say before we get up out of here?
Hey, just like and subscribe. If you haven't done it yet, support the show, support us, and we're going to bring you this content every week.
Okay. James, any words?
No, man, this was a blast. I appreciate you for letting me come on and rant and rave a little bit and stand on the soapbox. It's always good to be home with family, though. So, thank you, brother.
Well, we got merch, y'all. Don't forget to go on over there to shop.tallboy.us. You see, Revis don't do ships. He do relation planes, y'all. So go on over there to shop.tallboy.us. You got your phone right there. Use the QR code and check out some of that merch. Now, the last time Tallboy was doing some stuff with James, he told him take an inventory of his life. And look, we got the shirt. He said it. He said take an inventory of your life. Too many open tabs, a few good downloads, and one or two viruses. I definitely, what does it say? I definitely did something. I don't know. But go on over there to shop.tallboy.us and tap in and see what it's all about. And don't forget, we got something for the ladies in different colors. You can take an inventory of your life as well, ladies. I'm going to see if I can get the shirt to come up on the screen. I don't know. Tallboy, bear with me. Some good choices, a few impulse buys, and definitely something expired. Go on over there, shop.tallboy.us. Check out the merch. You should be proud of Tallboy, James, because he did do what you told him to do. Put it on a t-shirt. Back to you, Tallboy. Back to you.
All right, guys. Look, as a brief recap, this is what we discussed this evening. We talked about ChatGPT's LinkedIn alternative, Apple, everything Apple in 2025, YouTube's NFL broadcast, and AI may be limited on websites. So that's that RSL thing. They may not be able to scrape the websites anymore. And Revis broke down the word of the day called encryption. All right. Before we get up out of here real quick, I don't have a lot of time, so please move fast. Do you want to see James and Tallboy do another show together? Uh-oh. Nah, fam. I like the guest experiences. Uh-oh. Something happened. The questions disappeared. This is not right. No need to restart something that ended. I want to see y'all on a panel. If it's not tech related, I'm all for it. There was another question. I don't know where it is, but let us know. 1 through 4. Let us know. Do you want to see James and Tallboy do another show? Let us know in the comments real quick before we get up out of here. James, thank you so much. Somebody said 1 already. God damn.
You said make it quick.
Oh, Lord Jesus,
good.
the hate, boy. James and me and James are in the process of working on another show. We're going to figure it out. And hopefully, as we close out 2025, you'll see a little bit more of he and I. So we're just working on it. But if y'all say, nah, y'all don't want to see it. Y'all brutal, boy. Boy, they brutal out there, boy.
All right. The skin is thick, so it's all good. I do appreciate the time, but don't look like none of y'all want me here, so I ain't coming back.
Oh Lord, they said if it's not tech related, I'm all for it. That's what some people are saying. That's what it is. And it is what it is. Look, thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. It is another edition of the Lab Tech Show. I definitely thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. James, thank you so much for giving some of your time today. It was only supposed to be an hour, and we decided to, go over your cognitive. What do you call it? I got to be cognizant of everybody.
Come on now, get that Z out there. Cognizant of your time. Cognizant, get that Z out.
He liked to be cognizant of everybody's time. I went over the time. So thank y'all so much for hanging out with us. He's on the West Coast. I'm in the South. And this is what we do. It's another edition of the Lab Tech Show.
You already know.
More with James, they say. Take care. Do it. Let's do it. It's another edition of the Lab Tech Show.